Definition of community. My definition of community is one, if I could put it in one word, would be interdependence. One that relies on humans and non-humans working together in matters of a little bit of value-based relationships, but also what are the values of things, and how does the cycle of life and death, how is that honored within a community? And really the work of life and death is what community is about. How are lives sustained? How is death honored? How does life keep going? And how does a community really participate in that, humans and non-humans? So for me, it's not about necessarily a hierarchy, but honoring the relationships in a place. How do you define your ecological community? Much in the same way. I think it's being aware of place. To me, their community and ecological community are one and the same. You can't divorce those two, and that's where we've got, I think, a lot of the problems that we have today is because those two ideas have been divorced. I look around here, and if you flip the camera up there, like you can see the foothills, and that's part of Angeles National Forest, and there's bears up there, and wildcats, and coyotes, and but there's kids that live here that will never go up there. and that's not true of everybody, of course, because the hiking trails are packed on the weekends, but it's just sad to me that we have this really a national monument. Obama made this a national monument behind us, and that, can we name 5 birds in our area or 10 plants that are native to this area? Those are members of this interrelated web of this community, and we have this really weird time where we can completely ignore our surroundings and close ourselves off because we have this privilege of going to the grocery store and thinking everything is in season at the same time. So for me, ecological community is not only about this place, but it's about how I shop and the food that we eat. And it's really frustrating even trying to, and rewarding, both in teaching this to my sons, because my son is going to be 4 in 2 weeks, and he wants a watermelon in January, and I don't let him buy the watermelon in January because I don't want the watermelon from Chile in our house. And you pick your battles, but that's kind of a simple example of ecological community and trying to instill values in him of saying that's not in season right now, and hoping that those things sink in. And so I think that's also the beauty of, I think ecological community really speaks to a local farmer's market or a CSA box or something where that ecological community, you see that as produce rolls in and out every week. Peaches are just starting to come into season and that kind of stuff. So I talked about some of those values, what values link the community together. They're one and the same.